Hello, David Petersen here, and I'm going to do a demo for preparing scanned inks for coloring and adjusting levels. Now, I have an older Mustech scanner. It's called a Scan Express A3. It's through a USB. And unfortunately, when I went from my PC to my Mac, I lost a lot of the functionality of that scanner. I like it because of the size, and it fits my 12 by 12 pages. It's a little bigger than your standard 11 by 17. But I lost some of the functionality, and so pretty much when I scan, I have to scan the entire scanner bed no matter what size piece I'm working on. So here's the Ladybug, that piece that I'm going to eventually do a color demo on. And this is the scan that I've gotten. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is use the rectangular marquee here in Photoshop to edit, cut that right out of there, start a new file with this pasted in, and then I can get rid of this Ladybug scan. I'm not going to save it. Okay, so here's the scan as is. If you zoom in, you can really see that the blacks aren't as black as they should be. You can see pencil marks that I have, smudges, maybe even some dust and junk from the scanner bed. First thing I'm going to do is get it rotated around the right way. And then even I can snap a line here. Oops. Snap a line and snap a line. And then rotate it, and I can get the corner right on that intersection of those snapped lines. I don't have snap turned on in the view. Oh, I do have it on. I don't want it on. Just because I'm trying to approximate that is straight. The blue line on the left and the blue line on the top tend to match up pretty closely with my drawn lines, which aren't perfectly straight. I know that I've got it pretty close. I'm going to select all and image crop to get rid of anything that maybe just went off the edge of the screen. Use the rectangular marquee to delete away all the scanner bed junk that I definitely don't want. Clear the guides away. I don't need them anymore. And this is what I'm left with. But like I said, there's still all this pencil stuff. I've even got some of the texture of the paper. My blacks aren't as black as they should be. The rookie mistake is to go in and adjust the brightness and contrast. And while it's feasible to get some of what you need done, the real tool that you want is levels. You're adjusting the levels. Oh, this is scanned in grayscale, by the way. I'm working in a grayscale file. This little menu pops up for levels. And this end represents the dark pixels, and this end represents the light pixels. This graph shows you how many of the pixels there are in between, and you know how many light pixels do you have, or from white to just slightly off white and down until you get into the mid ranges and then into the blacks. If you see, I have almost no black pixels. Everything's just a little lighter than black. So I can move this slider in to say all of these pixels that you consider to be not quite black, I want that to be black. This little arrow represents now what is black. And I can tighten this up, and I can also bring in the lights. Now I can move the midtone around as well. And some of this is just done by feel. I don't like, I'm sure there's some people screaming, why don't you do this in bitmap? And it's because I don't want some of these decisions being done by either my scanner software or Photoshop. I want to be making these decisions myself. And some of them I'm going to make this way in kind of a big bundle where I'm affecting the entire image. And then others I'm going to make manually. And I'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to get this pretty darn close. I'll say OK, and then another way I go back and check is bring up the levels again. And if you've got it so that most everything is clustered near black and white with really low levels in between, you know you're close. You can still make some adjustments after that if you need to. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can get it there. And then I'm going to go in and wipe out some of this junk here just with an eraser tool, stuff that's that shouldn't be there. And then with the dodge tool, if I just put it on a basic flat brush, set to highlight, so it's only going to affect the things that are white or very close to white. Turn up the exposure just a little. I can move over and it'll lighten those things that look like pencil lines that are still kind of hanging in there as strays. And get rid of those. I tend to go over my stipple lines too to make sure that the white dots that tend to get closed in show up the way I want them to. By going over everything like that and getting rid of those things, you have a clean file that is now ready to color.